Chi-Chi hummed to herself contently as she plated the last dish, savoring the aroma of her delicious cooking. She wiped her hands on her apron and beamed with excitement as she heard a knock on the door. Gohan and his lovely family had finally arrived. Goten was already at the table, sitting eagerly with a playful grin, ready to dig in to a delicious meal that awaited him. Chi-Chi smiled at her son with pride, knowing he was always the first at the table. "Can you bless the food, Goku?" Chi-Chi asked, preparing for a hearty feast. Goku closed his eyes, placing his hands together, and began to pray. Startling everyone, there was a knock at the door. Goku's face lit up as he sensed an unusual power level. He was certain he recognized it. His excitement grew as he rushed to the door, muttering to the others, "Stay seated." To their amazement, it was none other than the Man of Steel, Superman. "Hey, how about our rematch?" the superhero said with a smile. "Sure, but we're about to sit down for dinner. Do you want to join us?" Goku replied. As the two titans sat down at the table to enjoy the meal, there came another knock at the door. This time it was Krillin, looking frantic and nervous. Frieza is coming," Krillin stuttered out, barely able to form a coherent sentence. He relayed what he had heard. Bulma had received a deep space transmission from Frieza, and the nefarious villain was set to arrive on Earth in just 3 weeks. Goku's face grew serious, but he remained calm. He knew the Z-Fighters had prepared for the worst. "Don't worry, Krillin," he said reassuringly. "We'll be ready for him." Goku knew they needed more help. He and Vegeta at their best were no match for Frieza in his newest form. It was clear the only way to stand a chance against Frieza was to train even harder than ever before. He remembered hearing about Bulma's latest invention, a hyperbolic time chamber that was far more advanced than the one they used before. She had created it using her future time machine tech. Just the thought of it made him shudder. He knew that his only chance was to undergo an intense training regimen in the chamber. But could he really endure such a grueling experience? Even as he pondered the question, his mind was made up. He couldn't let his friends and family down. He would enter the time chamber no matter the cost. But Goku knew that he couldn't do it alone. He needed someone to spar with, to help push him to his limits, and even further. That was when he had an idea. "Hey, Superman," Goku said, turning to face the Man of Steel. "Would you do me a favor and spar with me in Bulma's time chamber?" Superman looked at him, his eyes flashing with a hint of amusement. "Are you sure you're ready for that?" Goku didn't hesitate. "I have to be." Superman nodded in understanding. It was clear that Goku was determined to do whatever it took to save the world. "Very well, I'll do it." Goku felt a surge of gratitude flow through him. It was clear that he had found someone he could trust, someone who would help him make it through the grueling training he was about to endure. He called Bulma up on the phone and explained the situation to her, asking if she could help him train in the time chamber. To his surprise, she had a gift for Superman as well. "I've been working on a device that will allow you to take full advantage of your ability to absorb sunlight," Bulma said, sounding excited. "I heard Vegeta talking about it, and I thought it might be useful to you." Goku listened intently as Bulma explained the device's function. Feeling grateful to have such a talented scientist on his side, with her help and Superman's, he knew that he might just have a chance to defeat Frieza. As Goku and his companion made their way to Capsule Corp, a quiet sense of disappointment filled Goku's mind. "I really hope Frieza had turned his life around," he thought to himself. After all, the two had fought side by side in the Tournament of Power, and for a moment, Goku had glimpsed a new side of his old enemy. But those thoughts were interrupted the moment they arrived. Vegeta was already there, his power level visibly increased thanks to Bulma's newest invention. Goku couldn't help but feel impressed, as his friend and rival was actually one step ahead this time. But before Goku could even speak a word of praise, Vegeta barked out, "Kakarot! You fool, I warned you that Frieza was not to be trusted." Goku only grinned in response, feeling right at home in the prince's playful taunts, but knew that the situation was much more dire than ever. "Nice to see you too, Vegeta," he retorted. "But are you ready to train or not?" The two veteran warriors locked eyes, each playfully daring the other to make the first move. For Goku and Vegeta, training had long been one of the few things that could bring them together as friends, even if they never admitted it out loud. Goku turned to Vegeta and Superman, his eyes blazing with determination. "Here's the plan," he said. "We'll train in the hyperbolic time chamber for 16 days, and we'll push ourselves to maintain our most powerful forms throughout the entire time. For me, that means Ultra Instinct. For you, Vegeta, it'll be Ultra Ego. And Superman, you'll use Bulma's solar device to absorb as much sunlight as possible. Together, we'll become the most powerful beings in the universe. Vegeta stared at Goku in disbelief. "You're insane, Kakarot," he muttered under his breath. But Goku wasn't deterred. "I know it sounds crazy," he said, "but it's our only shot. We have to be ready for whatever Frieza throws at us." Superman nodded in agreement, his eyes focused on the task at hand. "I'm ready," he said simply. Vegeta smirked, eyeing Goku with a mixture of admiration and amusement. "I like it," he said. "I just hope you and the buffoon in the cape are able to keep up." Goku grinned back, feeling a sense of camaraderie with his old rival. It was true, he and Superman were very different, but for now, they had a common goal. Together, they would push themselves to their limits in the time chamber and prepare themselves for whatever lay ahead. The formidable trio stepped into the remarkable Capsule Corp's hyperbolic time chamber, where Goku, Superman, and Vegeta were immediately greeted by a notable surge in gravity. With exhilaration filling his voice, Goku exclaimed, "This is absolutely incredible!" Superman, ever the pragmatic one, quipped, "So, this is what you Saiyans consider fun? Your ways are indeed peculiar." The moment Superman finished his sentence, Vegeta bellowed in response, "What did you say about Saiyans?" Sensing that his comment might have offended the proud Saiyan prince, Superman replied with a smile, "Oh, I merely asked about the Super Saiyan God. Curiosity got the better of me." Satisfied with Superman's response, the trio continued their journey deeper into the time chamber. Goku whispered softly under his breath, "Nice save, Supes." The two warriors exchanged smiles and fist bumps, interrupting their camaraderie. Vegeta shouted, "You two seem awful chummy." He pointed at Superman and arrogantly questioned, "Who is this cape-wearing buffoon anyway? Please don't tell me that this is the one that drove you to go into your Ultra Instinct form." Goku quickly retorted, "Well, I won't tell you that then." Vegeta smugly responded, "Good, Kakarot, because I highly doubt I'll need anything more than my base form to defeat this clown." Superman, not to be ignored, interjected, "I'm right here, you know." Without any warning, the Saiyan Prince swiftly turned and threw a punch at the Man of Steel, squarely landing it on Superman's jaw. However, the blow had little effect. Unfazed, Superman calmly questioned, "Are we doing this now?" Vegeta sneered, "You bet your cape wearing." Before he could complete his insult, Superman swiftly retaliated by delivering a kick to Vegeta's nether regions, swiftly followed by a precise throat chop that brought the Saiyan Prince down to his knees. Having gained a newfound understanding of Saiyan's incredible power, Superman prepared for another strike, yet before he could progress, Vegeta caught his hand and forcefully threw him with an impressive arm throw. In a display of his own power, Superman expertly regained his balance mid-air and began flying back towards Vegeta. However, by that time, Vegeta had already transformed into the Super Saiyan Blue form. Goku couldn't help but shout out, "Hey, I wanted to go first." The clash between Vegeta and Superman caused the entire time chamber to tremble as their ferocious blows reverberated throughout the space. The fierce battle continued relentlessly, seeming to stretch on for what felt like countless hours. Meanwhile, Goku did shadow boxing and calisthenics to keep training. Superman and Vegeta were evenly matched in strength, but Vegeta was visibly quicker and more skilled. Fortunately for Superman, his invulnerability meant he wasn't taking much damage. In the epic clash between the two warriors, Vegeta demonstrated his remarkable skills as both a fighting expert and strategic genius. With precision, he targeted a specific spot on Superman's deltoid, launching his strikes with unwavering focus. Sensing the impending danger, Goku, with a worried shake of his head, whispered, "Uh-oh." Within moments, Superman discovered the alarming truth that his arm had become immovable, trapped by Vegeta's cunning assault. Exploiting the vulnerability, Vegeta unleashed a relentless attack on Superman's other arm. In no time, the Man of Steel found himself helplessly suspended in mid-air, defenseless against his sparring partner. Just as Vegeta prepared to deliver a knockout blow, Goku, channeling his immense power, soared between them, effectively interrupting the impending defeat. "Tag, it's my turn," Goku declared, tossing the sensu beam to Superman. With newfound strength, Superman joined in, and it was a free-for-all. As the battle escalated to unimaginable levels, Both Goku and Vegeta tapped into extraordinary energies of their Ultra Ego and Ultra Instinct forms. Concurrently, Superman adorned the solar bracelet ingeniously crafted by Bulma, empowering him with an astonishing surge of solar energy. So intense and swift were their movements that the human eye could not perceive their actions. After 16 days had finally passed, the trio maintained and perfected their strongest forms to the point that the transformation was effortless and extremely energy efficient. Even Superman's capacity to absorb and multiply his solar storage had increased tenfold, and he no longer needed Bulma's device. They were all much stronger, but would that be enough to defeat Frieza? Once they arrived at Capsule, Goku exclaimed, "I'm starving." The team sat down and enjoyed a meal together. As they finished eating, Vegeta rudely announced, "Now you can all get the heck out of my home." Superman, now accustomed to Vegeta's sour personality, began laughing. "Well, I kind of figured that was coming," he said with a smile. "Thank you, Bulma, for being a lovely hostess," said Superman. "Just give me a call when it's time to fight that Frieza character." With that, he left in a bright red and blue blur. Suddenly, Bulma announced, "I'm sorry, Vegeta, but your friend is hot." Vegeta was visibly annoyed by the comment, and Goku looked confused. Goku then announced, "I guess it's time for me to head home too." The Saiyan warrior then touched his finger to his forehead and used his instant transmission technique to take him home. When he arrived, Goten ran up and gave him a huge hug, yelling out, "Dad!" Hearing Goten shout, Chi-Chi realized that Goku had made it home and ran out to greet him. "Hi, honey," she said, as she gave him a warm embrace. "Do you think it will be enough?" she asked. "It has to be," Goku replied. The fateful day had finally arrived. Goku contacted Superman and told him where to meet up. Goku, Vegeta, and Superman had done all they could to prepare for the impending battle. Vegeta brimmed with confidence, knowing that his new form, his new and improved Ultra Ego, was a match for Frieza's black form. Superman radiated confidence, evident on his face, but Goku felt concerned. He began thinking to himself, why would Frieza give us so much time to prepare unless he had something up his sleeve that would make any preparation pointless? His worry must have been visible on his face, because it prompted Vegeta to blurt out, "Kakarot, you coward, don't tell me you're afraid." "No, I'm not scared, just mentally preparing," Goku replied. Just then, the trio saw Frieza's spaceship entering Earth's atmosphere. Superman announced, "It's time." The spaceship landed and Frieza exited the vessel. "Greetings, simians. Are you prepared to die?" Frieza announced. "Wait a moment. It looks like the monkeys have made a friend." "Excuse me, sir. What in the world are you wearing? You look absolutely ridiculous. Would you like a moment to go home and change?" "I'm sure you don't want to die in that," Frieza said with a smirk. Vegeta shouted, "I'll wipe that smirk off of your face." The Saiyan Prince flew up with lightning speed and hit Frieza hard enough to knock him off his feet. Frieza stood up and wiped a small amount of blood from his mouth. "Nice punch, you smelly ape," Frieza responded. "I think I'll kill you first," he continued. "Show me your full power," Frieza shouted at Vegeta. "You first," responded Frieza. "Very well." Vegeta then transformed into his Ultra Ego form. Frieza followed with his black form. The two began to battle, while Goku and Superman watched. Frieza and Vegeta were fairly evenly matched. Frieza had gained some strength, but he was no match for the combined might of all three heroes. In fact, Vegeta actually had the edge in this battle. "What's your game, Frieza?" Goku yelled out just as Vegeta was about to land a punch on an apparently defenseless black Frieza. Just then, Frieza caught Vegeta's punch. "You know me too well, monkey," he responded to Goku. "Meet my new friend, Thanos." Suddenly, the mad titan Thanos leaped from the spaceship and joined Frieza in the battle against Vegeta. Goku flew up and attempted to intervene, but was tackled by Darkseid, the demonic new god. Superman tried to help, but was caught by the cape by the mutant Apocalypse. This had been Frieza's plan. He had searched the multiverse for beings as twisted as him and gathered a formidable fighting force. The trio was now outnumbered and facing a threat like no other. Greetings, humans, Saiyans, and Nameks. I'd like to welcome you back to Crawford Farms Entertainment. This is part 3 of the epic team-up between Goku and the Man of Steel. If you haven't seen the first 2 videos, go back and check those out. You won't want to miss them. The duo has teamed up with Vegeta to take on the super powerful Black Frieza. Frieza has teamed up with Thanos, Darkseid, and Apocalypse. The Saiyans and the Kryptonian are now outnumbered. Can they find a way to win? Stay tuned and make sure to like and subscribe. With meticulous planning, Frieza orchestrated a calculated assault. He had forewarned Apocalypse, the ancient mutant, about Superman's immense strength and endurance. Moreover, Frieza had made the millennia-old mutant aware of his vulnerability to kryptonite. Physically outmatched by Superman, Apocalypse found solace in the fact that he had the ability to manipulate the molecules of his body. He harnessed this power to recreate the kryptonite radiation that was specifically damaging the Superman cells, emanating it from his own body. The outcome was just short of lethal. As the battle raged on, Superman's strength began to wane further, rendering him increasingly vulnerable. While Superman fought for his life, Vegeta found himself caught in the midst of a brutal onslaught by the combined force of Frieza and Thanos. The Saiyan Prince valiantly held his own against these two tyrants, but could he sustain this monumental effort indefinitely? Both Frieza and Thanos possessed formidable fighting prowess, yet Vegeta's recent power-up granted him a glimmer of hope. With the enhanced state of his ultra ego, Vegeta's strength grew in proportion to the damage he endured and as his thirst for battle intensified. This was precisely the kind of conflict the Saiyan warrior yearned for. Severe blows from Frieza and Thanos thrashed Vegeta, but with each punishing strike, he grew stronger. As Goku clashed with Darkseid, the air crackled with their explosive strikes. It didn't take long for Goku to realize that Darkseid possessed strength on par with Superman, if not greater, and his fighting ability surpassed expectations. Despite gaining the upper hand, Goku found himself unable to deliver the finishing blow as Darkseid called forth his hordes of parademons to aid him in the fray. Mobs of these parademons, demonic creatures, swarmed Goku, overwhelming him with their sheer numbers. Within minutes, Goku had destroyed hundreds of them, but they kept coming. Even Vegeta, enduring relentless punishment, teetered on the brink of defeat. Frieza's scheme seemed to be unfolding flawlessly. Surveying the battlefield, Goku's heart sank as he recognized the stark reality. Their team was losing. With a swift motion, he activated his instant transmission, appearing before Superman just in time to block an incoming blow and teleport the Man of Steel to safety. Hey Supes, mind if we switch dance partners? This guy Darkseid is weird, and those parademons give me the creeps. Besides, I can sense the blue-lipped fellow is draining your energy, Goku explained. Sure, I don't know if I'm up for a fight with Darkseid right now though, in my current condition, Superman replied, concern etched across his face. No worries, try this, Goku said, producing a sensu beam from his belt. Relieved, Superman consumed the magical beam, feeling his vitality restored to its fullest. With renewed vigor, he soared off to face Darkseid and his unsettling minions. Goku's mind raced as he devised a plan. In an instant, he activated his instant transmission, seizing Apocalypse by the arm and transporting him to King Kai's realm. Abruptly, King Kai roared in outrage. What in heavens do you think you're doing, Goku? Ignoring the celestial being's protest, Goku calmly replied, I need you to watch this guy just for a few moments, King Kai. Incensed, King Kai shouted, do I look like a babysitter to you, Goku? Already gone? Goku never heard the retort, having already returned to the battlefield to lend aid once more. In the midst of chaos, Superman swiftly dispatched the hordes of parademons, his power and determination evident as he decimated their numbers. With resolute intent, he targeted and destroyed the boom tubes, severing the conduit that funneled an unending stream of these vile creatures onto the planet. Now he faced Darkseid in an epic battle of cosmic proportions, their clash radiating with intense energy. Without a moment's hesitation, Goku leapt into the fray alongside his rival Vegeta. With a thunderous punch, he forcefully propelled Thanos away, separating him from Vegeta, initiating an intense one-on-one duel between the Saiyan Prince and Frieza. Frozen in disbelief, Frieza stood incredulous at the turn of events. He had gravely underestimated the Saiyans, his plans shattered by the unexpected face-to-face confrontation. Never did he anticipate a direct confrontation. Instead, he banked on Goku fighting endless waves of parademons while his comrades perished. You wretched primates, how did you attain such power so fast? Frieza bellowed in frustration. However, Vegeta, consumed by the power of his ultra ego, remained silent, letting his fist do the talking. He unleashed a devastating blow upon Frieza's face, prompting the tyrant to revert to his base form, aghast and overpowered. Meanwhile, having incapacitated Darkseid, Superman swiftly retreated to his fortress, his purpose clear. Within moments he returned, clutching his Phantom Zone projector. Locking eyes with Goku, a glimmer of shared understanding passed between them. "Toss him over here, Goku." Superman's voice boomed with urgency. Goku complied, hurling the exhausted Thanos towards the Man of Steel. Focusing the projector, Superman unleashed his force, banishing Thanos to the Phantom Zone. A solemn triumph gleamed in Superman's eyes, echoed by Goku's stoic resolve, for their foes now languished together in exile. Superman's gaze shot upward, witnessing Vegeta poised to unleash a devastating ki blast upon Frieza. With a surge of urgency, Superman's voice cut through the air, desperately pleading, "Stop! Don't kill him!" Yet time slipped away, consumed by the unstoppable force of Vegeta's torrential attack. In an instant, Frieza disintegrated before their eyes, marking the definitive end of the battle. Superman descended to the ground, tumbling to his knees, his face drenched in sorrowful tears. Overwhelmed with anguish, he pondered whether he could have done anything to prevent this tragedy. Vegeta, at long last, beginning to regain composure from his Ultra Ego transformation, bellowed defiantly, "Do not weep for that murderous tyrant. The universe is better off without him." At this moment, Bulma arrived at the scene. Witnessing Superman kneeling in anguish, with compassion she approached and gently placed her hand on his shoulder, offering solace through her presence. "I'm sorry," she whispered, her voice carrying empathy and understanding. Vegeta, returning to his base form, flew over to Superman, extending his hand to assist the Man of Steel to his feet. He proceeded to explain, "In my most powerful state, instinct takes over, and my instincts deem Frieza an ongoing threat. For what it's worth, I'm sorry he had to die as well. As a husband and father, I no longer celebrate the senseless loss of life." A shared understanding gradually bloomed between them, and they shook hands in a gesture of camaraderie. Observing Vegeta's rare display of gentleness, Goku, ever the optimistic soul, attempted to embrace the Saiyan Prince in a show of affection. However, with lightning-fast reflexes, Vegeta swiftly counterattacked, striking Goku squarely in the face. "Ouch! What's that for?" Goku groaned, responding to the unexpected retaliation. "I may have had a moment of compassion, but don't you dare think for a second that I've grown soft." Their exchange elicited a hearty laugh from Goku, Bulma, and even Superman, bonding them further in the aftermath of chaos. Suddenly, an urgent telepathic transmission pierced their thoughts, originating from King Kai. "Goku, you left that blue behemoth here, and he's wreaking havoc. Hurry back right now!" King Kai's voice boomed with urgency, demanding immediate attention.